show!
Alright. Number 4, I have the Professor Layton series.
Dun, dun, dun.
I really wish I lived in Japan so I would have like 5 games and the movie and the anime and whatever else they have. But I guess I can be happy with just 3 games for now.
Now you're addicted.
But
Shut up.
I am addicted to the series. Like, I can't stop doing the puzzles. I want to play all the extras. You know, the games have the things that relate to each other and give you more puzzles, and I don't know, it's just a lot of fun, and it's just it's another reason I'm just so happy to have a DS right now.
That's something I gotta go back and play.
Yeah, they're just a lot of fun. I just can't explain how much fun I have for it with it.
I'm chewing.
Oh,
yeah?
that's fine.
Well, that's happened to me too. Get over it.
Chew faster.
No, then I'll choke, and then I'll cough, and then it'll be all over this thing, and you've got... Alright. My number 4 is Mario, and I kind of gave Chris an evil look when he was like, number 10! And I was like, oh.
Mine's like an honor spot, though.
Dude, that made gaming, though. That was the game.
Home gaming.
Home gaming.
Fuck that shit. Pong made gaming.
That was pretty good. But I mean, like, you know, he survived 25 years, is the mascot of Nintendo, and you know that if you get a Mario game, it's going to be quality. Unless it says Mario and somebody else.
Unless it's Mario Sunshine. So.
No. Mario Sunshine wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things like, you know...
I'm running off here.
Okay, good. No, I'm going to stop that. Like, Mario and Sonic. Like, no. Like, those track and field type things, no, don't really need to be done. But, whatever. I think they're great games. Good franchise. Keep them running.
Okay. Cool. My number 4 series is Grand Theft Auto. I cannot think of a single game in the entire series I've not played and loved. I haven't played Chinatown Wars yet, but it's gotten pretty good reviews. This is one series I actually started out with the original game and have played each game as they've come out. My friend back home and I rented this when it first came out, not sure what to expect, and got one of the funniest games we'd ever played. I mean, the radio stations alone made the first 2 games worthwhile. And the fact that they carried it over and pretty much made the 3D open world roaming genre of games from 3 and on, and kept the things that made it Grand Theft Auto from the original games just amazing. And it's only gotten better in my opinion. I mean, I loved San Andreas the best, but 4, I mean, they kind of started over with it, but the games that are going to continue to come out now are going to bring back a lot of the things from the older games that made it better. And I don't know, I love the series.
You know what's funny is that, thinking about it, like, even if they're just as controversial as ever, those games really do set the standard of how far we can technically go. Like, yeah, there's Manhunt, which, you know, okay, yeah, that's how grotesque you can go, but I mean, the parts where
the Grand Theft Auto pushes it without trying to get banned.
Yeah, they're like, look, we're going to make a story, and it's going to be a good story, and we're going to push the envelope as much as we can, and it's going to be good. And then they can basically nail down a story with no problem. And then the hard part is getting the environment to react with you. I mean, like, sometimes it doesn't feel like New York City, and the AI is dumb as a brick. But, I mean, that's the AI. That's not their fault. You know, New York looks amazing in Liberty City up close. At a distance, it kind of looks crap, but...
Yeah. I mean, there is no better feeling I had than, like, I don't know, they had twists and turns in the story, and, like, good characters going bad, and just...
And James Woods.
Characters you actually give a shit about, too. I mean, it's... the best part was, for me, in, like, the awesomeness of flying a Harrier jet in San Andreas. That was just ridiculous. Like, you play this game starting off riding bicycles around a little town, and you end up in, like, jets blowing... it was ridiculous.
The hover pad flying over Area 51.
Oh, my God.
And remember, I love the scene when James Woods was on the radio, and he's like, Jet? What jet? I don't know anything about jet. I don't know. And you're just like, oh, crap, where do I go? I was like, the abandoned airfield that I have. Yeah.
Yep.
The best scene, though, I think, is Lance, when he finally betrays you in Vice City.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when that... didn't see that coming. I was like, what? Now I've got to kill my best friend?
I have to go back and play these, because, you know...
spoiler.
She started
No, it's fine. It's, this is one of the game series that my mom heard about before I could convince her to buy it, you know? So, and she's kind of the person who doesn't like swearing or sex or blood or alcohol, so they pretty much ruled out Grand Theft Auto as a game that I could ever own until I was old enough, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but...
You know what the one thing that pissed me off about the hot coffee? Is that now I can't sell my Grand Theft Auto San Andreas back.
Mine too.
Yeah, I got the one that the week it came out, I went out and got it, and I beat it in like a couple of days. But the ending of San Andreas pissed me off so much, I just was like, I forget it, and I never played it again. If I wanted to, I could go back. I would have no problem playing it, but I would not beat it.
Yeah, I got you.
That ending was just so bad to me.
All right.
Your number 3?
My number 3 is Mario. I noticed I didn't put it much higher than Ken, but I put it significantly higher than Chris.
Really?
But unlike Ken, I like the Mario sports games. I like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I actually thought it was surprisingly fun. I love Mario Party. And then I really, really, just love the main Mario games. And it's what got me into gaming. My very first game was the original Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers 3, I have played probably more than any other game in the world. My mom plays it, my stepdad plays it, my sisters play it. Like, it's just... Mario's just this thing that my whole family will play together. Like, we used to have nights where we played Mario Kart and Mario Party together for hours. And then we'd pop in Super Mario Brothers 3 and be like, let's see if we can beat this tonight. Let's go. So it's just... It's something that's got me into gaming, and I haven't lost interest in it at all.
Excellent choice.
My number 3 is Legend of Zelda. And the reason why is because I started on Link to the Past. I was like, whatever, I'm going to try it. And then I didn't try anything. I think maybe the next game was Ocarina of Time, wasn't it?
On console, yeah.
On console, yeah. Because I never had a Game Boy for that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, alright, let me just try it out. I loved Ocarina of Time. And then Majora's Mask came out a year later, and I was like, thank God they're releasing a continuation to the story, And then, Wind Waker came out, and I had no problem with that. Twilight Princess, a little bit, but it was a great ending. I loved the ending. I'm not to spoil it for you, because you still haven't beat it. But, and then Skyward Sword, I think is the name of it. Yeah. I really... The console versions of the games are always gold. But the handhelds are hit or miss. Phantom Hourglass, way too fucking hard. You gotta... I don't like it that much. I'm wondering about Spirit Tracks, and I'm not even gonna touch it, really.
I still want to see you do a Zelda marathon. Do like even the old games up to Majora's Mask. Like,
okay. Well, I mean, I would do Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and you would hear me.
Even those, yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of things differently though. Like, I start out with a bow and arrow right to the face of whoever's attacking me, and then while they're stunned, I'll just start sorting them like crazy. I'm like, it's ridiculous. I actually have tactics with mine, and it's weird. So.
Okay. Third favorite series is the Elder Scrolls games. Pretty much cements my favorite genre of game, first person with RPG elements. It's more RPG though than first person shooter, obviously, but it just also one of those first games I played when I got into PC gaming, Elder Scrolls 3, and then I eventually went back and played the first two. And I played those games a ton when they came out, and was obsessed with Oblivion when it came out. Even though I didn't have it, I had to wait till a friend of mine got it on her 360 to play the crap out of it. But I mean, I always have that game, Oblivion, or even Morrowind, on my computer at any given point in time. I format my computer, I put antivirus on it, I put Firefox on it, and Oblivion goes on it. That's pretty much how it goes every single time. I
noticed that a lot of Morrowind has, or Elder Scrolls have like a cult following. Like, the people have...
I never heard of it until he was like, you gotta play this game.
Somebody was playing it, and I was like, let me check this game out. And it was like swords. I was like, okay, that's kind of neat. And they had magic. I was like, alright, let's see how this goes. And they were like, as soon as the character selection, I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I was not into RPGs at all. The only RPG that really hook, line, and sinker got me was Fallout.
That is like...
Fallout 3.
The same concept with more things that
with guns.
And I was like, enjoy,
and I was sitting here like, this is amazing. And now if I went back and played Elder Scrolls, it was like the happy median I could do. And then with Borderlands being an RPG-esque type thing, I was like, I now feel comfortable starting an RPG, but at the same time, I'm like, if I did not have those games that would, let me ride on their backs I would have never touched these games. And if you gave me Morrowind or the next game came out of it, I would try it.
The original Xbox.
I mean, I'm the next game. I'm not gonna try old console, be confused, and then be like, why can't I attack these things? Oh, you're not supposed to level up. You're supposed to do the entire game through level 1 because it's easier. You pick a class. What was the glitch thing in Elder Scrolls where you pick something that you're not gonna use? And then you have your secondary as your main, and you just keep leveling up your secondary, so everyone stays low level, but your secondary, which is what you wanted, is like astronomically
the skills
high.
that don't level you up, so you can still be more powerful.
Yeah.
And the enemies stay at your level.
Yeah.
That was one of the major complaints, because I don't think enemies did that in Morrowind, but that was one of the huge things that bothered people when Oblivion came out. Everything levels with you.
I think in 3 was the one I started leveling up, and they're like, you did this all wrong. And I was like, what? I did it all wrong? I'm level 3. And they're like, yeah, you're not supposed to be level 3. You're supposed to be
Now
level
you're
1.
going to get your ass kicked.
And I was like, what? This is ridiculous. And I was actually really confused, and that's why I was like, I don't think I would enjoy this.
And that's why I play on PC with mods, because you can remove all that crap.
Alright, my number 2 is the Dragon Warrior / Dragon Quest series. They are the same. The first RPG I ever played, and I just have such fond memories of playing these on my NES. And not only me playing them, but what would happen is everybody in my house would go to bed, and my stepdad would be playing these games. And once my mom was in bed, he'd come into my room, tell me to get up, and so I'd get up. And they came with item charts, spell charts, enemy charts, a world map, and everything. And I would just spread all this on the table in front of me, and I was his navigator for this game. And it was a way that we played these single-player games together. And, a lot of people think, Final Fantasy is better, and other RPGs are better because they have fancier battle systems. And I say, fuck you, because I don't really care. Because I like the simple battle system of Dragon Quest, but more importantly, especially when they're characters that you don't create yourself necessarily, I always care about the characters and I always care about the story, and it's always been good. I haven't had a game in the series fail me yet, so.
Excellent.
My number 2 is Resident Evil.
Nice.
I just, except for the fact that zombies aren't in 4 and 5, I've loved them. I love the stories. I even like 0. I even played Outbreak. Not Outbreak 2. But even Dead Aim was good. I really like the series, and I'm going to leave it at that. Go to number 2.
Excellent. Okay, my number 2, Metal Gear Solid. Another one of those. It was kind of like a groundbreaking moment in gaming for me. Sure, I played the N64 before it, but I've never played a game that immersed me so much in a story than the original Metal Gear Solid when it came out for PS1. I'd never heard of Metal Gear before it. I played the demo and I was hooked. And I rented it probably twice because I wanted to play through it over and over and over again until I asked for it for Christmas that year. As much as I am not a huge fan of 2, the series in general, even going back to play Metal Gear 1 and 2, I love the first game. The second game was alright. The third game was fantastic. And I want to say I love the fourth game the most, but we'll get into that later. But still one of the greatest series I've ever played.